Indeed, the message is to look at how of contributing kindness as a way of life. Look at service as a way of life and not just something that we wait for Mandela Day to do. And then as the Children's Fund, this month on Mandela Day, we launch a fundraiser that we call the Mandela-thon, where we encourage people to donate 67 Rand to the Children's Fund to be a part of making a difference in the life of a child. Because it doesn't always need you to have lots and lots of money. It just needs you to be able to say, I'll sacrifice 67 Rand. It's a couple of coffees, but it can make a difference in the work that we do.
Bernice van der Walt, Nedbank's marketing manager for social impact, says children were very close to Madiba.
He loved children, and if you look at it, I mean, he was the visionary behind the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund, as well as the building of the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. So children have always been a key and focal point of Madiba, and of course, in partnership with the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund, Nedbank certainly has come alongside Madiba's vision to support the well-being of the children and to see the upliftment of their lives right across the years. So from inception right through into their early young adult lives.
This year's Nelson Mandela Day will be celebrated under the theme "It's Still in Our Hand to Combat Poverty and Inequity." Reporting
Africa Update. A short weekend, actually.
Yeah, it feels short.
It felt very short. It felt rushed. How was yours? Did you relax?
It was good. It's just that there was so much going on. Yeah.
You mean sport and news-wise?
Sport and news-wise, everything. Everything was just, yeah.
We'll be talking about some of those interesting events that took place, including the president's speech, South African president's speech last night. The family meeting.
Yep.
Actually, it wasn't a speech. That was an email. It was a subject line. That's what it was. Here's what's coming up on the upside this afternoon. We talk about scams that are on the rise when it comes to international students. There are now scammers and fraudsters posing as institutions, agents, and just using urgency, a sense of urgency on the parents to get them to pay an obscene amount of money so that their kids can be admitted to schools abroad. And we're seeing a rise in this. And we want to find out how we can protect ourselves, how the parents can protect their children from falling victim to such scams. It's an alarming one, isn't it?
Quick question. Is it young people and parents who've applied to these so-called institutions, or is it those pop-up, random,
I would like to think, when
adverts, those little adverts to say, hey, apply and this, we've got this and this, or is it somebody just using the credentials of already established institutions to dupe people?
Using credentials that are of existing institutions.
Yeah.
So how they specifically get those, I'm not sure. Whether the child has applied and they saw that, there's an application that came from Lulu Gaboo, so let's see if we can fast track it and try and swindle them and get as much money as we can from them. But this is on the rise, and we want to alert parents on what they can look out for so that they don't fall victim to these scams. And then our property segment this afternoon, we asked the question, is an installment sale the answer to buying a home without a bond? So if you don't qualify for a mortgage bond and instead you pay a massive deposit, then start paying it off over a set period of months, is that a better alternative if you can't get a bond, if you can't get approved because of the strict requirements that banks may have? I am a bit skeptical about that one, but it's going to be an interesting conversation.
Something to look forward to, because definitely a lot of people are going to be interested, especially in that, the repayment of a bond or monthly installments that are shortened, because there's always been that question of why should bond repayments be so long, and 30 years.
An interesting one. And then our final conversation will be profiling Boiti Tulo, a media personality. She's an entrepreneur now as well, so it's going to be a fun conversation. That's all coming up on the upside this afternoon.
definitely a happy Monday. And do stay tuned for the upside coming up at the top of the hour with Matsuko Musito and Tebogo Likuleni. For myself, Lulu Gaboo, and the Africa Update team, it's been a good day. Let's do this again tomorrow. But thank you to our producer, Tracy Bumgard, our technical operator, Tato Maporoma, and social media talent Butelezi. Continue with us on our social media platforms. Bye-bye. Let's do this again tomorrow.
SABC News. The African Perspective.